This is a moment of urgency, mounting urgency. Enemies gather, threats grow. There is no time for games. We must be prepared. If we're going to prevent and avoid war, we must prepare now.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth calling for an immediate review of physical standards and also a broad understanding of the threats that we face and what the Pentagon needs to do to be ready for it, as he spoke to a gathering of hundreds of generals and admirals that were going to, quote, back to the original standards with equal requirements for men and women. Here's more.
War does not care if you're a man or a woman. Neither does the enemy. Nor does the weight of your rucksack, the size of an artillery round, or the body weight of a casualty on the battlefield who must be carried. This, and I want to be very clear about this is not about preventing women from serving. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is.
With that, we bring in General Jack Keane, retired four-star general, chairman of the Institute for the Study of War, and Fox News senior strategic analyst. General Keane, very good to have you here. Obviously, there were a lot of generals, admirals gathered there today. What did you think of the speech from the Secretary of War?
Well, I thought it was quite exceptional and, delivered with passion. It had moral clarity to it. It had a focused sense of purpose on its 10 directives. I think he was kind of trying to do two things there: make certain that we are establishing very high standards that we demand of ourselves and demand of our troops so we can meet the challenges in war that are so needed. Mm-hmm. And he's also trying to get some of the impediments and burdens and bureaucracy and nonsense off the backs of our leaders so they can focus on what is important. I'll tell you for a fact that audience there took that speech, internalized it, and felt good about it. Many of them could have given the speech. Mm-hmm. And you give speeches like that when they're talking to their subordinate leaders, because I know that for a fact because I've seen it. And I polled a couple of them there, and they are in complete agreement with what took place there. I would find it stunning if somebody disagreed with that. If they did, they shouldn't be there.
Yeah, in fact, I thought it was interesting. At one point, he said, these are the things that we talk about amongst ourselves, but it's really time to say them out loud. And I thought that was very interesting. And then, you look at the country and, certain elements and who listens to different people on TV and all that. And I know you're not a big viewer of the show The View. So forgive me for playing this little clip from here, because this is, what some other people will be talking about. And I want to get your response to it. Let's play it.
I'm actually really befuddled by why he did that. The optics were terrible, meaning all of our top military brass are all in one place, and we spent $6 million to get them there. He was going to return to the highest male standard for combat positions because the troops were fat. Yeah. I don't understand how that was supposed to be an uplifting message for our military.
Just your gut reaction to that, General. And she talks about something others have talked about, which is the money that was spent to gather everyone together. Is that a problem in your mind?
No, not at all. But look, at many of the service chiefs, when they take over, they bring their generals in. Not all of them, but, the ones that are in command positions. And that's what happened here. A lot of the staff officers aren't here. And he wanted to bring them all together. He's been on the job 8 months. He's trying to make a cultural shift that he believes is necessary. We won't get into the reasons why with the previous administration, but he believes that's essential. He wrote all of his guidance out, promulgated it to the force, reinforced it as he traveled around the world seeing the commanders. And then after 8 months, he said, look, okay, let's bring them together. Let's talk about this a little bit. I want to give him some sense of what I've seen, and that's manifested in his 10 directives. And what he's trying to do is help them. Mm-hmm. I mean, when you look at the directives, that's what it's all about. It's taking the burden off their backs and he's helping them enforce the standards that they want to achieve as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's nonsense that we shouldn't bring the generals together to talk about something important. The fact that our Army happens to be a little, the fact that our military happens to be a little bit bigger than others' military doesn't mean we shouldn't get together. And face-to-face sometimes is really important as opposed to just doing it by video. And I think he wanted them to, he wanted them to feel his passion. And that was on display, and his commitment to them. And you got to see it and feel it. And I think he accomplished that. Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. A Zoom call does not cut it. You need to be in the same room. He has been there, as you say, for 8 months. I got lots of feedback from this speech this morning. It was all very positive. Recruitment is up. And we can just pop that full screen up. Clearly, this is a message that is resonating. And just one last thing, General, is that I thought it was very touching when he said, I want to feel that I would want to send my son or daughter into this military, feeling that it has the foundations and the structure and the standards that are necessary to make me feel good about that choice. Just a quick thought on that, if you can, General.
Well, certainly he personalized it in terms, he's made the commitment himself, and he personalized it in terms of his family. And he may have run into some feedback because the truth is there's a lot of military sons and daughters in the military. And there were some challenges there with whether the fathers and the mothers wanted their kids to join the military because some of the things that were happening to it. So he may have been reacting a little bit to that. But the message is powerful. It's going to be very well received. And obviously, I think it was wonderful that they televised it because then all the troops out there have heard the same message. And that's important for them to know that the commitment is being made to them, to help them. And that's significant.
Well, we hope they all get that message, that we are 100% behind them. We understand their sacrifices, and we hope they have the strongest, best leadership possible. General Keane, thank you. As always, great to have you with us, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.